Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday. Today is the 1st of November 2020. We are on Unit 7 now. You have to do your homework. Lesson 1 Imperatives Have to. Please bring out your workbook, turn it to page 39, as well as your pupil's book. Open it and turn it to page 38. This is Miss Marlene, and I will guide you through today's lesson. The objectives for today's lesson are: formulate meaningful sentences using the vocabulary words. Second, make sentences using have to and has to. And third, develop students' writing and critical thinking skill. These are the vocabulary words for today. I will say the word. Please repeat after me. Uniform, uniform. Rules, rules. Correct, correct. Polite, polite. Corridors, corridors. Again, these are the vocabulary words: uniform, rules, correct, polite, corridors. These pupils are wearing their school uniform. What is a uniform? It is the distinctive clothing worn by members of the same organization or body or by children attending certain schools. This is an example of school rules. We always say please and thank you. We are always nice to other people. We listen to everything the teacher says. We try to help keep our classroom clean. We study and play safely. This is a sample school rules. What is a rule? A rule is a statement telling people what they should do in order to achieve success or a benefit of some kind. Corridor. A long passage in a building from which doors lead into rooms. Correct means right according to facts with no mistakes. Polite means having or showing behavior that is respectful and considerate of other people. About the imperative. The imperative is used to give commands. We are going to focus on have to, has to, don't have to, and doesn't have to. Have to means something you need to do following a rule. For example, you have to clean your room every day if you want to use a computer. My sister has to eat some chocolate before going to bed. Where do we have to buy the tickets for the concert? We use have to for plural subjects, we, they, also with I and you. We use has to for singular subjects, he, she, it. Don't have to or doesn't have to means something which is not necessary. For example, I don't have to go to school Friday. You don't have to wear a long dress to go to the party. He doesn't have to buy me a present. It is not necessary. We use don't have to or do not have to for plural subjects, we, they, and also with I and you. We use doesn't have to or does not have to for singular subjects like he, she, it. Now, how do we form have to or has to in a sentence? How do we use it in a sentence? First, subject, we put the subject followed by have to or has to plus the base form of the verb like this. You as your subject, have to, then the base form of the verb which is clean. So you have to clean your room every day. Next. Also with my sister has to eat some chocolate. My sister is the subject followed by has to. We use has because sister is singular and the base form of the verb which is eat. How about how do you make don't have to or doesn't have to in a sentence? We put the subject plus don't or doesn't have plus the base form of the verb. Like this. I don't have to go to school today. It's Friday. I is your subject, followed by don't have to, plus the verb go. Next, you don't have to wear a long dress to go to the party. You, your subject, don't have to, and the verb followed by the verb wear. Next, he doesn't have to buy me a present. He, as a subject, doesn't have to plus the verb buy. Remember, we use don't or do not with subjects we and they, I and you, and plural subjects. And we use doesn't have to or does not have to with singular subjects he, she, it. Let's make a question using the imperative. Do or does plus subject plus have plus base form. Like this one, where do we have to buy the tickets for the concert? So we start with do plus the subject we plus have to plus the base form of the verb buy. Please open your pupil's book and turn it to page 38. Read along with me. Unit 7, you have to do your homework. Number 1, look and listen. On Monday, Mrs. Hill says, Jack, you are late. You have to be at school before 8:45. Jack says, I'm sorry, Mrs. Hill. On Wednesday, Mrs. Hill says, Jack, what are you wearing? You have to wear your school uniform. Jack says, I'm sorry, Mrs. Hill. On Friday, Mrs. Hill says, Jack, where is your homework? You have to do your homework. Jack says, I'm very sorry, Mrs. Hill. And on Saturday, Jack says, I'm not late. I'm wearing my school uniform and my homework is in my bag. Jack, where are you going? You don't have to go to school today. It's Saturday. So now let us identify the imperatives. You have to be at school before 8:45. The next imperative that we see here is you have to wear your school uniform. Next one, you have to do your homework. And the last one, you don't have to go to school today. Let's move on to number 2 of your pupil's book on page 38. Let us answer the questions. Always remember that we have to put the imperative have to or has to or doesn't have to or does not have to? The first question is, when do the children have to be at school? The answer is the children have to be at school before 8:45. Next question, what do they have to wear? The answer is they have to wear their school uniform. Next question, what do they have to do at home? The answer is they have to do their homework. The last question, do they have to go to school on Saturdays? The answer is they don't, or they do not have to be in school on Saturdays. Or you can simply say, no, they don't. Moving on, we are on number 3. Look and read. Here are the rules of Woodside School. Some words are missing. Can you put them back on the board? School rules. Be at school before 8:45. Wear the correct school uniform. Write your name in your books. Walk in the corridors and on the stairs. Do your homework. Be polite to your teachers and your friends. Here on number 4, speak. So let us say the rules of Woodside School. Let us recite them one by one. The first rule is already given. They have to be at school before 8:45. The next rule is they have to wear the correct school uniform. Third rule, they have to write their name in their books. Fourth rule, they have to walk in the corridors and on the stairs. Fifth rule, they have to do their homework. And the last rule, they have to be polite to their teachers and their friends. Please open your workbook to page 39. Number 1, match the words and the pictures. Write the words for each pair. Letter A is already given. Letter A is brush and teeth. Next, letter B. It's a picture of the dog. What do we do with the dog? We feed the dog. Letter C, picture of flowers. What do we do with the flowers? We water the flowers. Next, letter D. What do we do with the dishes? We wash the dishes. And letter E, what do we do with the floor? We sweep the floor. Number 2, write sentences. We will use the words in the box. We will write short composition. of the picture. What is about the picture? And we will use the words in the box. After that, first, then, before bedtime, and next. Look at the picture. What does Molly have to do at home? First, Molly has to brush her teeth. So after we write the word first, the next word that we will choose in the box is then. So then she feeds the dog. After we write the word then, we must put the word next. So next, she waters the flowers. After writing the word next, we write the word after that. So after that, she washes the dishes. And the last word, before bedtime. So before bedtime, she sweeps the floor. On number 3, what do you have to do at home? Write a sentence about it. So it's your turn now to write your own short composition, and also make sure that you use these words in order. First, you have to use the word first, and then, and then next, and on your next sentence, use after that, and then the last that you will use for your composition in the sentence is before bedtime. So let's also use the words in number 1, like feed the dog, water the plants, wash the dishes, or sweep the floor, or brush your teeth. So it's up to you. So here is my sample composition, and I would like you to make your own. So this is my sample composition. First, I have to tidy my room. Then I study my lessons. Next, I help my mom do chores. After that, I play with my younger brothers and sisters. Before bedtime, I brush my teeth and wash up. So now, your turn to write your own short composition using first, then, next, after that, and on your last sentence, use before bedtime. Thank you for watching and listening. Grade 4. Click on Lesson 2 link to view the next lesson.